All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Hope you all are doing well on this fine Sunday afternoon. Good to see you guys. Let me say hello to all you beautiful people who've already stopped by and said hello. Hello, Amy. Thank you for redeeming first. Hello, Kimmy. Thank you for redeeming second. And hello, Maxi. Thank you for redeeming third. Yeah, this music is kind of loud. For me, anyway. Amy, yours didn't go through for whatever reason, partially because I forgot to boot up Fish before stream started, so I was like booting it up mid-start. And Fizzy, good to see you too. I grew Leon cauliflower in the garden. Very nice, very nice. We love our own gardens. I need to maybe make one for my wife at some point. Eggplant? What do you mean eggplant? Okay, all right, so today, for those of you that haven't seen on all of the socials and the Discord and whatnot, today's going to be very short. We are literally only doing the Sinnoh binder, and that's it. That's all we're going to be doing. I'm not going to be yapping too much. We're going to be finishing the Sinnoh binder, and then I got to call it a day because my wife is going to come home from her Pilates class, and then we will be done with stream once I am done with the binder. But maybe when she comes home, I'll have her show you guys her personal collection, because she actually has it she's starting to organize it out. And so she's kind of picked through some of the stuff that I've already sorted through, and of course it's some cards from like her own personal collection. So maybe when she comes home, we can go through that as well. Find your Discord again. I'll put the link cauliflower in kitchen. Oh, I would appreciate that. Very nice. Maxi, thank you for the 15 stream streak. Very much appreciated. But there is one thing I wanted to show you guys, because I did acquire a new element for the background. I have no clue where I'm gonna put it, but I think it's very fitting that I would show this off today. So, I have been searching around and perusing on Facebook Marketplace because I've been seeing that there's decent enough prices on like Pokemon cards and such. Which is how I actually ended up getting the first partner series 2 that had the Johto starters in it. So shout out to that dude that I got the first partner box from Facebook Marketplace from. But I saw one yesterday that I was like, I've got to have it. Like, I've got to get this into my hands, right? So this dude originally had this item for my background marked at $100. And I was like, okay, great. I don't think I would personally pay $100 for that, but it's a cool thing that people are listing things like that. I check the very next day, and he had marked it down from 100 to 10. Congratulations on the new record for Poppy Maxi. So, for $10, I snagged this beauty. Look at how cool this guy is. I do have one issue with it. This is like totally legit. This is an absolutely real Arceus Funko Pop. My only issue is that the eyes are just solid black when they should be like green and red. And no, Matt, I did not kill somebody for this. But yeah, it is a very nice Funko Pop. I have no idea where we're gonna put it because I don't think it's gonna fit on the Pokemon shelf, but I might do some rearranging. But yeah, I figured I'd show this off today because this is the Sinnoh Dex organization, and Arceus happens to be one of my favorite legendaries of all time, so I absolutely had to get this Funko Pop. He's very nice, very high quality, very large. So yeah, love that. He'll be going into the background eventually at some point. Again, I just don't know where. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and move all. Yeah, $10 for that is incredible, especially when the market for it, like everywhere else on like eBay and Mercari, is like $75 or higher. Now, granted, that's for like sealed in box still, but I have the box. It's in that closet. It wasn't sealed, like it was previously opened, but I still have the box. So yeah, that's pretty crazy. But anyways, without further ado, let's get to the workstation. Now I've got, again, the way I have been doing it, I have them all sorted within this ETB. We've got all of Gen 4. You may notice that there are some cards that are already out. I will explain that in due time. But probably the binder that's going to stick out the most within the collection, we've got, boom, the Sinnoh binder, which is pink.
That's enough!
Pokemon.
Okay. Let me set a timer for that. we've got the, wow, another new record on Poppy for Maxi? What the heck? Oh, I just saw the cauliflower fizzy. That's awesome. Let me set a timer real quick before my brain explodes. We've got the pink binder. Now, mind you, you can't really see, but it is a different brand than the previous binders we've been doing for these Pocket Monster cards. But they are the same size. They're roughly the same texture. This one's a little bit more like felty per se. But I did a little test. As you can see here, I do have a Lucario sticker, which eventually I plan to, when I get more stickers of a certain generation, it's purple for some odd reason. Well, we do enjoy some wacky food colors. But I plan on putting any stickers of Pokemon that I get, fuck. All right. Who redeemed it? All right, Fizzy, what punishment shall be received for me already fucking up my word ban? I was so good on that last time. Oh, man. Anyway, when I get Pokemon of certain generations, I'll be putting them on the front of the binders. We do have the ones for the side, but I did want to run a tester to make sure that this, like, felty texture wouldn't fuck up the starters when we eventually do those, which I will be doing at the end. I did it with, I don't remember what. I think it was with the Kanto. When I was redoing the Kanto decks, I put the stickers on before putting the cards in, and like, they're still stuck on there, but they tried to slide off. So I'm going to wait till we're done with this binder, so I don't have to manipulate it as much when there's stickers on it. But it looks roughly the same. Felty texture interior, side-loading sleeves that look roughly the same. So not a big deal. So it's nice that it's pink. I would also really like if my camera would actually be focused, please. Are you focused? Thank you. Okay. Let me try and move that out of the way. Maybe that's messing it up a little bit. So, without further ado, let me also get our... Oh, crap. That's fine. Boom. Okay, so, last Pokemon we sorted, obviously, was Deoxys. And now, we move on to Turtwig. And, Fizzy, if you're still here, whatever punishment you would like me to receive, I will do it in due time. Absolutely. But without further ado, let's get started with Turtwig, the amazing grass starter. Make sure I'm not missing a card. Unfortunately, this is going to be very sad. I have this very sad Turtwig that has like a clear cut or bite taken out of the corner. So that's going to be the very first card that we put into the Sinnoh decks. So enjoy that. But we also have with this, we have some of these winter collection cards. No idea where I got those or where my cousin got those, more than likely. But we have those as well. We've got Gardenia's Turtwig as well. I'm going to try and be on top of it today in terms of speed and also making sure that our currently sorting is updated accordingly. I think these sleeves might be a tad bit smaller than all of the other ones, but again, why do you chew on them cards? I don't, but other people do. And you have no proof. But, what was I gonna say? Also, hi, family. What did I say? Anyway, yeah, I do not chew on these cards, but you have no proof. You have no proof. I was going to say something, and then I just completely forgot. No idea. Anyway, moving on with Grottle. I really enjoy the Sinnoh starters. I think they're probably one of the stronger of the bunch of starters. And luckily, we actually do have the stickers, as opposed to all the ones that were missing for Series 3 that is coming out, I think, in 2 weeks? A little bit less than 2 weeks. But yeah, so we have the Gen 4 starters, so they will be going on the edge of the binder. But I also have, when I went out to get my Chaos Rising stuff from a local card shop, we also have these stickers, which I will be using on their respective generations, and I will be using this one for the What's Your Favorite on my 30th anniversary binder, which I've already started because of the promos. So that is pretty exciting. I'm very excited to get that sorted out. Gotta get your fiber intake? Perhaps. Next up, we've got Torterra. Yeah. I hear Pokemon cards are a pretty good source of fiber. And that's it for the Turtwig line. And I realize you guys can't really see that end of the binder. So we're going to try and move that a little bit. There we go. Okay. Moving on, we've got a very unique card to enter the binder. We've got a Diamond and Pearl stamped Chimchar, which I'm 99% sure these ones that were Diamond and Pearl stamped were given out as toys with McDonald's, which I said in the Gen 1 binder when we did the Pikachu from the Diamond and Pearl era. But that is the last card that will be going into this binder that is of this type. I have one more, but it is going into the wife's binder, so you won't get to see that here unless we go over her binder later today. We're getting back into the Steam Siege era where the picture is also reverse holo for some reason. I'd really hate to find out that like 10 years later, all these Steam Siege cards that have the foil over the picture are just fake. I'm like 99% sure that they're not, but my Corviknight is making opponents forfeit. Oh, we love a good Pokemon making people forfeit. I will also have to be diligent once we move on to Piplup to make sure that I get this one Piplup card put in there at its respective time. We've got a somewhat claymation Monferno, which is done by Daisuke Ito. I don't think it's actually claymation. I'm pretty sure it's CG, but it kind of gives me claymation vibes. I actually almost forgot some of these Monferno from the way that I was sorting, because some of them were in my little like bag bunch, so they weren't included. So this guy almost wasn't included. Actually, no, I don't think either of them were. I thought I was missing Monferno. But it appears that we are fine. Actually, do I have my Sharpies for making proxies? I do not. We will grab those as soon as we get to our newest proxy. I believe this is actually our first level X card that is going into the binder, though. I don't think we've done a level X card. Oh, no, I guess we did the Mewtwo. Never mind. Forget what I'm saying. It's the first one of this binder, anyway. Their fault for only using physical attackers. I mean, you know, with Corviknight being the way that it is, and, well, I think, aren't a lot of people trying to counter out, what is it, contrary, freaking Megastoraptor right now? Isn't that a thing that's kind of fucking with the meta? As you can tell, I'm not a very competitive Pokemon person, hence why I'm not making any decks out of these cards. I'm just putting them in binders for the collection. Yeah, look at that. Wait, what set is this? Is this Twilight Masquerade? Yeah, like Twilight Masquerade, for instance, this one also has the holo all over the card, which I've never seen with holo cards in any capacity. Or like, of that nature, not like, you know, I know reverse holos exist, but... Okay! Moving on to Piplup. What year are you? 2013. Okay. So you've got a little bit of time to go in. I'm sure this is some of people's favorites. This was actually my choice for my playthrough of Brilliant Diamond, Shine and Pearl, in which I did... Oh, well, now we can put this one in. If you're not aware... I am doing and this is also the reason why I picked pink for this binder. I'm also doing a Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, Shiny Badge Quest. I've kind of put it on hold because I need to actually make a video about said Shiny Badge Quest. Is Gen 4 now? Yes, we are on Gen 4 right now. I don't think, I can't remember if it has contrary, but I remember people talking about Mega Staraptor's ability being fucking stupid broken. But I am making a longer form. Let me water the alpha like the notification said.
Water,
oh, great.
the source of all
I'm working on a longer form video for the channel about my Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl shiny badge quest, because I just recontinued it recently. So I'm hoping to get that video out soon, because it's going to be quite the trip of a video. But if you haven't seen anything about my Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl
hydrate, yo ho,
badge quest, I don't fault you, because I started it when the game came out about 4.5 years ago. And to give you a little bit of a sneak peek into the video, I only just recently got my 4th shiny for that game. Just keep that in mind. So that kind of gives you an idea of what that video may or may not be about. There you go. So be on the lookout for that. Like I said, I am trying to work on the YouTube content. It's just been quite the doozy. Lots of stuff going on. I'm trying to be better about it. And I appreciate all the hydrates. Hello? I clicked on Empoleon. There we go. Surprisingly, this is the only Empoleon I have, which is one of the World Championship cards. But hey, at least I have an Empoleon. But these are always so cool when they have like the signature of the person who used them in that year. I think that's really cool. There we go. Moving on to Starly, probably my favorite bird Pokemon. I think it's a lot of people's favorites. I don't know. It's a close tie between Starly and Pidgey for me personally, because I really like the Pidgey line as well. So far, every time I encountered a Staraptor in Champion, I used my Ice Team, so they always lost me. Very nice. Because it doesn't get Intimidate. I know it starts with Intimidate, but I don't think its Mega also gets Intimidate. I would like to try and add more Starly cards to this set. I didn't know I only had the one. But, it's okay. I really like Staravia's design, too. I think it's one of the better middle Evos that they've had. But, moving on. Speaking of the boy, we've got Staraptor right here. And that's the only Staraptor, which then also means I do not have Mega Staraptor, which I left an index card for. I should have probably made this a fighting type card, but it's fine. Oh, I actually have a Sharpie right here, which means I can do my proxies. Never mind. Make sure I'm spelling this right. And you are number 0398. And of course, nobody's gonna have a Mega Staraptor card. I'm 90% sure they don't exist yet. Let me check. Yeah. Pretty sure they don't exist yet, so that's fine. The Mega has Intimidate. Or no, the Mega has Contrary, so you can use Intimidate and then Mega it to get Contrary. Yeah. So I think that's what people were complaining about when they were like, oh, Mega Staraptor's fucking broken. Oh, yeah, I can literally see the ability right here on my fucking Pokedex screen. I could have just waited. All right, next up, we've got everybody's Lord and Savior, Bidoof, which it's funny that we're starting with the frickin' CG PNG one, which is what I will forever refer to those cards by. The ones that are made by Ken. What is it? Not Ken Sukamori. What the fuck is your name? No, Ken Sugimori. What? I said Sukamori. Sugimori. But here we got another winter one, which is ironic because I also have the regular one. I don't know what the difference is or like how you get these winter cards, but there you go. I have it. And also this kind of brought in the era where Pokemon had items that were already equipped to them, which I think is really interesting. Like this one is the Wakenberry. Any damage done to Bidoof by attacks from lightning Pokemon or electric Pokemon is reduced by 20 after applying weaknesses and resistances, which is kind of cool. We also have the Yukimori Bidoof coming out of the grass. That is an absolute cutie of a card. I love the Yukimori cards, man. Like I said in previous episodes, I can see why people collected the Yukimoris. They're absolutely gorgeous. Those are great cards. But we've got a lot of Bidoof. And I mean a lot of Bidoof. What's up, Osint? Good to see you. Welcome to stream. We've also got this one. This is probably my favorite Bidoof card because this motherfucker looks like he's praising the sun right now. And that is adorable to me. And he's also, like, his teeth are gigantic in that image, which is great. Moving on to his probably a little bit inferior evolution. Bibarel's still great, but I mean, he ain't no Bidoof. So, that's that. I've said what I've said. I will probably get assaulted for such comments, but that's just me. The fish, they be jumping me? What do the fish ever do to you? Why are they jumping you? What did you do? Next up, we've got everybody's favorite musical instruments, Cricketot and Cricketoon shortly after. Best cries in the Pokemon series, hands down. Well, okay, I shouldn't say Pokemon series because the anime cries are a different story. I personally think that the best cry in the entire anime series is between Japanese Electabuzz, or no, it's not even Japanese Electabuzz. I think it's just Electabuzz from the anime. Or Guzzlord in either capacity. Typically the Japanese one is a little bit better, solely because his is just a fucking scream. Everyone's favorite, who is everyone? Everybody loves the diddle whoop. Who doesn't like a diddle whoop? Which, that's the only diddle whoop that we have. Uh-oh. Anyway, moving on to another fan favorite. We got Shanks, baby. And this one's from 2012. We've got yet another winter card with the little snowflake stamp, which is so adorable. I'm not everyone? Well, then you're no one. I hate for you to find out this way, Kimmy, but it's just the way it is. You are no one. What did I say this one was? 2012. No Snover cry? Snover's pretty good, too. But I'm personally akin to Cricketoon. Okay, 2009, we're still good. I kind of wish this website would let me view the cries, because then I'd play them every time we moved on to another one. And we are adding our very first shiny to the decks. That's right, Shiny Shinx, baby, from the Arceus set. I loved pulling this card back when I was a kid. It goes back to what I was talking about when I was recording or pretending to record those openings on, or actually no, I think
the power of the Monado.
Holy shit. I actually did record those on that flip phone, or not flip phone, flip camera. But I have no idea where that camera is, and I have no idea if it's still on it. Amy, thank you for subscribing with Twitch Prime for 36 months on a 17-month streak. Appreciate your amount of support, which I believe means your Monado changes, because that is 3 whole years of Twitch Prime support. I very much appreciate your copious amounts of support. But of course, your Monado doesn't change because you have a founder's badge, so. Oh well. But thank you so much for the 3 years. I really appreciate it. But personally, I mean, okay, wait, hold on. These are both 2012. And they're both from the same set. Awesome. Okay. Personally, I think the founder's badge is a little bit cooler. I mean, yeah, I know people spend countless amount of time like making their sub badges, and like if you can't show those off, it kind of sucks. But I am a personal collector of founder's badges. I think I've got like, I want to say like 7 or 8 founders badges. I'm not sure, but I've gotten a lot of people's founders badges. Now I haven't kept all of those founders badges, but I've also just, I've acquired a lot of them. I collect them like Thanos collecting the Infinity Stones. But either way, I do appreciate your support, and thank you so much for the 3 years of subscriptions. Those are dice that don't need to be in there. Let me put it up like this so they're a little bit easier to pull out now. There we go, that works. We're moving along quite swiftly here today. which I am a big fan of. Okay, I want to point this out. General Grievous be like, yeah, for sure. I love how unique each of these binders is going to be based on their Pokedex. It's just, and like based on my collection level of each of them too. Like some of the later ones will be a little bit more, like a little less filled out, which sucks. But, you know, it's really nice seeing how unique some of these binders are going to be. And it's just really cool. It kind of just shows the uniqueness of all the Pokedexes as well. Luxray, another one of my favorites that I actually ended up using on some of my Sinnoh teams when I played back in the day. I never fully played through a Sinnoh game. Hence I'm still working on BDSP. But I did, at the time, well, I guess technically I did because I played all the way through Soul Silver. But I've never played through a Sinnoh game all the way through. Which is why I'm working on my BDSP Shiny Badge Quest, because of course I also want Shiny Arceus. I know I could have just played through the game normally and gotten all the way up to Arceus and Shiny hunted him that way, but that kind of ruined the fun. I really need to get back to that Shiny Badge Quest so I can actually beat it and start hunting Arceus live, because I want to get a live reaction for Arceus when I do end up Shiny hunting that. I try to get live reaction, well, okay, not live. I try to get recorded reactions for all the stuff that I get in my BDSP Shiny Badge Quest. But some of them just doesn't work out. The first 3 did not work out that way. Not for a lack of trying though. I did try to get them as live reactions, but they just refused to show when I was actually recording my Switch, so. Also, apologies for those that are not subscribed. I won't be stopping for the ads just because I'm on a little bit of a shorter timer today. But just keep in mind that I am going to be catching up with the VODs here shortly. So if you do miss any of your favorite Pokemons getting added to the binder, it'll be up on the YouTube channel later. Yeah, the Cursed Run does await. I do need to finish that, especially because I meant to shiny hunt during Safari Week, which already I think has already come and gone, because my next shiny that I wanted to try and get was a Safari Zone shiny, but because I wasn't hunting at the time, I'm just gonna have to do it outside of Safari Week, which is fine. We are up into the 400s of the Pokedex, which means we are nearing ever closer to halfway through. I will hopefully be acquiring a Rampardos card shortly, just because he is in Pitch Black right now, so if I can pull another Rampardos, then we can add him to the decks. If not, I'll find another one. Now, my personal favorite fossil, and one of the Pokemon that I hunted in my Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl Badge Quest, is Shieldon. I love Shieldon. Such a good fossil design. Not a great Mon from what I'm aware of, but he's cool. I really like the Sinnoh. I think the Sinnoh fossils are some of my favorites. I think Unovas are probably my absolute favorite. Just because I really like Tirtuga. But the fossil Pokemon are all pretty great. I also really like Tyrunt. I think Tyrunt is probably my hands down favorite Pokemon. Or not favorite Pokemon. Whoa. One of my favorite Pokemon, but he's probably my favorite fossil Pokemon. Because I really liked the T-Rex. The T-Rex is my favorite dinosaur. So, hence why I really like Tyrunt and Tyrantrum as Pokemon. Because they're based on my favorite dinosaur. Okay, now this one's gonna get weird. So, I have Burmy. Like, trust me, I've got plenty of Burmy. But I have all of his other forms as well, which is weird that, like, this, I don't remember what Pokemon it was we were doing earlier. I think it was Rotom. Or no, we haven't even gotten to Rotom yet. Never mind. There was another Pokemon we were doing that was supposed to have forms in the Pokedex, and this website just didn't display them, which I thought was weird. But, I mean, what are you gonna do? But I do have one of every Burmy type, so we can at least display that. I do not have one of every Wormadam type, but I don't think I'm going to really worry about it too much. Now, if it wouldn't have really mattered in the long run because I've got a card that has all 3 of them at once. But yeah. Speaking of Wormadam, I think I only have, what the heck? Woo! I think I've only got the plant and the plant and the sandy cloak Wormadam. So if I ever get a trash cloak Wormadam, did I say Burmadam? I feel like I said Burmadam. If I ever get a trash cloak one, maybe I'll consider rearranging. But like I said in some of the other binder organizations, once I'm done with these binders, if I get more, and I can actually demonstrate this. Once I get more, I'm not going to reorganize it so that these Pokemon get added to where they respectively belong in the binder. For instance, with Gen 1, I have acquired a new Snorlax. If you saw from my socials, you may notice it's not here. What I'm doing is I'm moving on to the next page and just starting. This is like where the new collection will start. This is all prior collection or Pokemon that I need to acquire to finish the decks. And then the new collection will go on throughout the binder. And maybe I'll add like trainers and such that come from the generations as well over here. But I do also need something to do with the, what's a better way to point at it? That red binder right there. Which that will probably become my like trainer and item and etc binder. So that it has something to do with the set. So, that is that. But just so you're aware, so if I get like a trash cloak Burmy, I'm not going to leave a space for it because I have all the Wormadams. I've got Burmy. I have it in the binder. But if I get one later, I'll probably put it in the end, or maybe I'll consider reorganizing, but they're pretty early in the set. So organizing this far would kind of suck, which is exactly why I don't want to do it. But that is it. And there we go. We've got Mothim. Next up, now I actually had a concern with this because I'm curious if there has ever been a printed card of male Burmy. Because if you think about it, male Burmy are unable, or why am I saying Burmy? Combee. Male Combee are incapable of evolving into Vespiquen. So, in theory, in which I can scroll down here and look and see if there's ever been a male Burmy printed. Technically, there's one here, and like one in the background here, but I don't think the main Burmy has ever been male. Because if you technically think about it, could have just showed the card that I was literally just pointing at. If you had a male Combee, am I saying Burmy more? I feel like I'm saying Burmy more. If you have a male Combee, but then you also have a Vespiquen that it needs to evolve into, this is a bad example because this Vespiquen doesn't evolve. It's actually basic for some reason. I never understood why they did that with like the Elite Four champion and gym leader Pokemon, why they were made basic later on. But besides the point, it would be kind of weird if you were able to evolve a male Combee into a Vespiquen, but I think that's why they don't print the cards like that, so they can just keep it as logical as possible. But at least they still represent them in some form or capacity. Oh, we got a nice swirl on that Pachirisu right by the cheek. Look at that. Actually, are there 2 swirls on this thing? That would be crazy. No, I think it's just the one next to its cheek. Swirls are so rare on holos, dude, and I'm glad we found at least a couple in the collection. Like, I think we had the one on the Wailord, and now that on the Pachirisu. Which, if I didn't say earlier, this is the other card that has the Diamond and Pearl stamp that I don't have anymore because it's being added to my wife's collection, and that is Pachirisu. She really liked Pachirisu, so she took it for her collection. She literally, what she did was, I let her go through all of this that I had sorted and just said, whatever you like, you take out. Now, I had some qualms with some of the cards that she had taken out, so some of them came back. But I try to because like, I want her to build up her own personal collection as well. And we're working on it. She actually has a pretty decent binder right now. Plus all the stuff that we opened in Prismatic Evolution is also like her personal collection, much like White Flare is kind of mine. But like the cards that she's getting for like her actual personal collection of just like, oh, these are the cards that I really like are really good. I really like the selections that she's made out of either my collection or when we go out to card shops, she picks up some stuff as well. So that's really cool. And it's really cool to me because I like that I get to enjoy this hobby even more now, because opening cards on my own and like organizing this stuff on my own is fun. But now that I have a partner who also does this alongside me, it makes it a lot more fun, because then as we're going through these card shops, she'll point out stuff that she's like, oh, I really like this, or like she'll find stuff that she's like, oh, like maybe you'll like this, or like, do you need this for your collection, sort of thing. So it's really cool to enjoy this hobby with my wife, which is part of the biggest reason why I'm so happy that I got back into this hobby, because it's something I can share that I can share with Kira. So it's very fun. Got another Yukimori card right there, Cherubi. I wonder how much those Yukimori cards go for, because I know they're pretty sought after. Oh goodness, I don't know why I'm so gassy. But yeah, I know a lot of people really like the Yukimori cards, so I'm curious to see. I need to turn this fan on. I'm curious to see what those Yukimori cards go for. So, like I said, I'm not gonna get, well, actually, I will inadvertently get it. Is that my buddy, my pal, Brendan? Is that my buddy, my pal, my bestie, Rin? What's going on? Good to see you. Once I am done with all these binders, I am going to be scanning them into the Rare Candy app in order to, A, keep a digital collection of all this stuff so I know what I have and need, but I will also be curious to see what cards in my set are like actually worth a damn. Not that I'm too into the Pokemon hobby for the value itself. I just like collecting really cool cardboard. But it is cool to see, you know, like, oh, hey, this card that I have is worth a decent amount of money. I should treasure this forever. Sort of thing. Which, again, I do think that value being added to this hobby has really ruined it. But on the other side, it is kind of cool to see, you know, what cards have value and what don't. Just got off of a sad community night in Zan's server. Sad? How was it sad? What happened? I hope everything's okay. What's nice about this, because it's my only Gastrodon card, is that it features both of them, like I was saying with the Burmy. So, no need to worry about getting one of each. It would be nice to have one of each, but not necessary. Yeah, I hope everything's all right. I don't ever want to hear that community nights are sad. I like having good community nights. Making sure that they're fun for everybody. Which, speaking of, I need to actually run more community nights. We need to do more like game nights, more like anime watch parties, etc., etc. This one's like, this Ambipom barely exists. It looks like a ghost. That's weird. No one showed up, but like maybe 4 people. I saw a lot more than 4 people in that server call when I was looking at it. Okay. What year is this Drifloon? Because that's what we were doing next. 2018. Okay, so we should be a little while on that. There we go. Moving into the child kidnapper. Just some came to say hi bye. Oh, okay. I see. But still, I mean, hey, people showed up. The child kidnapper. Did you not know this? Because apparently my wife didn't know this either. Well, okay, she kind of knew, but taking her to this card shop, it's really nice too, because all these employees at our local card shop are really nice, and they're kind of like, they're really into getting people into the hobby. And so when Kira had pointed out the Drifloon, she's like, oh, this one's really cute. Like, I might get it. And the dude was like, oh, do you know about Drifloon's history? And she was like, no. And I was like, you should tell her. So then he's like, yeah, Drifloon kidnaps children. So my wife got that little experience of finding out that some Pokemon are not at all what they seem to be. And then this is the last card that I had a dupe of what my wife has for her personal collection, which is, by the way, why I had that Piplup Shinx and this outside the binder, because I had to look in my bulk to grab out any of the things that she may have taken to see if I had any extras, which I did. But yeah, so my wife has now learned the tragic tale of Drifloon and his kidnapping tendencies, which I believe Drifblim also does the same thing, just not in as big of a capacity because he looks more like a hot air balloon and not just like a balloon that a child grabs onto and just gets fucking yeeted away. They can kidnap mine, Jesus. But yeah, so that was kind of a fun experience too. That's another thing that I really enjoy about this hobby. What I want to do eventually, and it's trying to focus on my freaking camera arm again. Stop it. There we go. What I eventually want to do, it would be very expensive, but I personally think very worth it, is one of these days I want to get Kira a Switch 2 of her own. So that way we can play some of the games like Pokemon and etc., like other things that I kind of had in the past hard times finding friends to play with. Because what I'd really like to do is get back to getting both versions of the games. But I don't want to have both versions of the game and enjoy or like slog through a playthrough twice. Unless, of course, I'm doing it for the channel, because like that's different if I'm playing one on the side and playing one for the channel. Why do they kidnap children, though? That's more of a question for Drifloon than it is for me. But something that I think I would personally enjoy, and I think my wife would also personally enjoy, because she's also talked about like, oh, the last time I played fully through a Pokemon game was Pokemon Fire Red, back when it was on the Game Boy Advanced. So I'm like, oh, I think it would be fun if we could enjoy Pokemon adventures together. Like I would do one version and you would do the other one, you know, et cetera, et cetera. But that's a little expensive. We don't have that kind of money right now. Eventually we will do, joint Pokemon adventures, I'm pretty sure. Yes, Kimmy, it is your favorite Miss Magius. Trying to see. There's no swirl on this Miss Magius. Unfortunate. And I do actually have a lot of these, so you're going to be enjoying Miss Magius for a while, Kimmy. And by that I mean your enjoyment of Miss Magius is done, because this is the last one I have. So I hope you enjoyed Miss Magius. She's got a nice little row right here, contained all to herself. I did say a lot. 4 is a lot. Like, I've got no Lopunnies. I enjoyed Miss Magic so much. Good. But yeah, I mean, I feel in terms of like my personal collection, I feel like 4 is a lot. Because like, take Honchkrow, for instance. I have 1 Honchkrow. That's it. We're done with Honchkrow. We're moving on to Glanmeow. That's it. All right. I get quacked at, apparently. Not like you guys can hear. Oh, no, I guess you guys can hear that. I forgot to have actually set that up so you guys can hear it. Yeah, Miss Magius is a good Pokemon. I love Miss Magius. I love Misdreavus. Again, don't understand why they just made Misdreavus, like, all on her own in Johto, but that's besides me. There's a lot of Pokemon like that, and they're just like, oh, we gotta fix this Pokemon because not a lot of people are using it. Yeah, because it's not a great Pokemon, but Misdreavus and Miss Magius are pretty good. I will say, I think one of my favorite Misdreavus things is when I was watching Chugga Conroy play through Pokemon, I think it was XD. I don't remember if it was XD or Coliseum. I'm pretty sure it was, or no, sorry, Coliseum, not XD. Getting the Shadow Misdreavus, and because most of the Pokemon that are in that game like to use a lot of normal type moves, there's a lot of times where they will target a Misdreavus and not understand the immunities. And so there's a great compilation of Chugga's entire Pokemon Coliseum or XD, whichever one it was, playthrough of just his Mismagius having the text box of, this move does not affect Mismagius. Or, sorry, not Mismagius, Misdreavus. But that was fun. I really enjoyed watching that playthrough, and I liked watching that compilation afterwards, because it was always funny. Every single scenario where it seemed like all hope was lost, Mismagius would get targeted with a ground type or normal type move, and it would just miss. Because Mismagius, this move does not affect Mismagius. So if you want a good laugh, and you enjoy, I keep saying Mismagius, Misdreavus. If you enjoy Misdreavus, and you want a good laugh, if you enjoy some Chugga Conroy content, God, I can't talk today. I'm so glad I'm doing a shorter stream, Jesus Christ. I highly recommend looking up It Doesn't Affect Misdreavus. There should be like actually, you know what, here, let's see, how long of a compilation is it? It doesn't affect Misdreavus. There's a video by Great Moments in LPing that is a 4 minute 11 second compilation of his Misdreavus just not getting hit by moves because of Misdreavus's immunities. It's great. I highly recommend that video. It is quite the hoot and holler. I need to, so, okay, those of you that are newer to the channel may not know this about me, but Chugga Conroy is probably one of my favorite YouTubers of all time. And I probably wouldn't be doing any sort of content that I'm doing right now if it wasn't for people like Chugga Conroy. I really like Chugga Conroy. I really like the Runaway Guys. If you guys don't watch either of those channels or like any members of the Runaway Guys, highly recommend it. Their Let's Play quality and like all of the videos they make are just superb. I love that group so much. But I've been kind of like slacking on the watching Chugga Conroy department. I watched all the way through his Xenoblade Chronicles 2 LP, and then I kind of been on and off watching his Soul Silver LP, which sucks because I really like Soul Silver, so you'd figure I was on track for like the first 30 episodes, and then life hit me really hard. But now he's moved on from Soul Silver, so I need to catch up on that. I need to start watching him play through Mario and Luigi Dream Team, because I also really enjoyed that game. But suffice to say, Chugga Conroy is an absolutely legendary YouTuber. If you don't watch Chugga Conroy, you're missing out on a really good side of YouTube. I highly recommend watching Chugga Conroy. He is an absolute blast. But literally, we are moving on to probably one of the most infamous Pokemon cards in existence, the Butthole Bonsly. And I know there's, what's her name? She's like a harpist on YouTube. I think it's like Emily the Harp Lady or something like that, that collects these cards. I will not be sending it to her. I need my Butthole Bonsly. Anyway, another baby that we are missing out on. I do not have any Mime Juniors, unfortunately. That's another Pokemon I need to be on the lookout for. It's going to be really hard. Some of these, like, smaller cards that might not have, like, big hits like IRs and whatnot to actually find those out in the wild. I'm going to try and see if going to some local card shops, if they have, like, bulk boxes that I can sort through. Because I think that's going to be my only way that I find some of these. Or they get that one legitimately scared me. Or they get reprinted into a new set and I get a dupe of them somehow. Or like if they're bulk, I can just pull the bulk. God. I don't even know what I said. I did not say the word, unless I did. Somebody call me out if I actually said the word. I lost my train of thought. I do know one of my local card shops has a bulk box that I want to see if I can maybe sort through. And the game store I go to that's a little bit north of me also has a lot of bulk that maybe I can ask them if I can sort through to see if I can finish up some of this stuff in the binder. I feel like maybe showing off like, hey, I'm doing a Pokedex binder. Do you guys have any bulk that I can sort through to try and like fill it out? Maybe they'll be willing to help me out, because I know some of them just keep the bulk for the sake of like keeping it or whatever. Or like maybe they donate to like places that teach kids how to play the Pokemon game. But I really hope I can find a way to get more of this filled out, whether it be waiting for new sets or wait, why did I pull 2 of these holo cards? Well, that has to be resolved. I will be right back. I don't know where that one came from. Is he a rare? He is not. Okay, I gotta go find the regular version of that Spiritomb. I'm pretty sure unless this isn't the regular one, is it? No, that one's also holographic. Wait, hold on. No, they're the same. That's weird. Why did I do that? That's so weird. Anyways, just to prove a point, this actually gives me a good chance to actually step away for a second. I fixed the be right back screen. So enjoy that while it lasts. I will be right back as soon as I find a regular version of the Spiritomb. Okay. I have a shocking revelation. Every single card I have of this is holographic. I have no idea how that happened, but every single card I have of this is holographic. I couldn't find a normal one. So, all right. We just won't add a normal Spiritomb. It'll just be a bunch of holographics. Anyways, moving on. That's insane. I can't believe that. But I really like Spiritomb. I ended up shiny hunting it for the Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl badge quest, because it's a very cool shiny. But I also really like its design. And I really liked this card that I found. And I'm very happy that I secured it, because this is an absolute banger of a card. I love Cynthia's Spiritomb. The way her eye shines and the way that, like, I can't really show it, but like Spiritomb's little eye swirl also shines really well. The sleeve kind of fucks with it on camera, but that is such a cool card, and I had to get it for the binder, because I mean, just look at that. Look at the way it completes the set. That is so good. And I love Cynthia as a character too, so that's really awesome as well. Moving on, we're gonna get to Gibble, probably one of the more favorite pseudo legendaries, another staple in Cynthia's team, which I almost picked up a copy of Cynthia's Garchomp, which I believe is from Ascended Heroes. It might be from an earlier set, but it was one of the gold ones. And from the era that one came out, it might have been Destined Rivals and not Ascended Heroes that Cynthia's Garchomp came out. I don't really like the way that they did the gold cards in that. Because, like, I almost also, if you guys remember in the Johto decks, I put in the full art Ethan's Ho-Oh. I also found the gold one at this local card shop I've been going to. Let me move this camera too. I found a gold version of Ethan's Ho-Oh at this card shop, but the way they did the gold makes Ethan look so fucking stupid in that card. So I was like, I'm not gonna get it, because like they do the outlines really weird, where it's pretty much like anything that's black, unless it's like a full color of, like, say Ethan's hat or something, turns gold. So his eyebrows are also gold, and it turns him into this really weird blondie, and I don't like it. So I elected not to pick up. Plus, also, it's like $30. I'm like, I'm not spending $30 on a card where I'm gonna go, look at how fucking stupid this guy looks. So I decided against that. I didn't like what they did with Cynthia's Garchomp either. So hopefully they release a little bit better versions of Cynthia's Garchomps, like this one. This is a really cool Cynthia's Garchomp card. It's nothing like full art, it's nothing like crazy cool, but it's like, it's simple, it's nice. I also didn't switch it to Garchomp. There we go, now we can look at Garchomp. But yeah, like something simple like that. It doesn't, you know, not everything needs to be cool and gold. I mean, the gold and cool cards are cool, don't get me wrong, but you know, you don't need to ruin the card with copious amounts of gold. Just make like the background gold, or make the border gold. It's not that hard. Anyways, neither Mega do I have of Garchomp. Of course, Mega Garchomp Z does not exist yet in the TCG as far as I'm aware. So I'll have to be on the lookout for whatever set that he comes out in. We're at 0445. We're getting down to it. We're getting towards the end, but also there's a lot of legendaries that came out of Sinnoh, so we got to do that as well. And then we don't have Mega Garchomp, and we don't have Mega Garchomp Z, which I am super eager for them to actually start printing some of these cards. Like, I really want to get a Mega Victory Bell. Granted, for some of these, I'm either going to have to buy them from the aftermarket or pull doubles of anything that's like new that's yet to come out, or like is currently out, like the stuff that's in Pitch Black. So that kind of sucks, but luckily the just regular mega cards don't ever get too expensive unless they're really playable. So that's the bright side of it. We will move on swiftly to, I believe this should be our last winter stamp one, which I don't know why all the winter stamps that I have are Sinnoh based, but they are. So there's that, I suppose. Maybe that's just like, like my cousin happened to go to a winter Sinnoh event or something. But I'm curious to see if those winter cards actually end up going for something, just because they're unique. I mean, granted, like the Bidoof, they're just reprints of cards that already exist, just with a small little metallic stamp on them. So they can't be that much more expensive unless somebody's like dying to buy one, which I don't see happening. So Is what it is. Like I said, I'm not in it for the value. I'm in it for the cool cardboard. The cool and shiny cardboard. Clearly, because I have 3 shiny freaking Spiritomb cards. Is what it is. Is what it is. And here's another Pokemon where we're not going to have any of the fucking megas that we need for it. What the hell? I've never noticed that the... Okay, so it makes sense because this is like from a Lucario deck, but I've never noticed that this card has the holo all over the card. That's really interesting. And I really like, particularly about this one, maybe this one was specifically made this way, but the way the holo goes, it looks like it's kind of like being generated from where he kicks. Like there's more towards where he's kicking and there's less okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just the way that I'm seeing it on camera, but nonetheless, really cool card. Glad to see it. And of course, we don't have any of the megas for this either, so that kind of sucks. I have a lot of holo megas though. Holo Lucarios. I'm getting stuck on words and it's not great. It's not great. It's not going well. Oh, goodness gracious. It's kind of cool to see everybody kind of react to the Pokemon that they really like when they end up coming up when I'm putting these away. I really enjoy that. So keep it up. And yeah, unfortunately I don't have either Mega because of course, once again, Lucario Z does not exist yet in the TCG. But I know Mega Lucario does, and getting a card of him, unless it gets reprinted, is going to suck. But what are you gonna do? All right, there's Mega Lucario, and then let me switch it over again to Mega Lucario Z. There you go. I made that number a little bit cleaner. I have too many faves. It's good to have a bunch of favorites. Like I've been talking about all my different favorites. You can also see, if you haven't watched it, my 1000 video special on the main channel. I did all my favorites of every type of every generation and all the little subcategories that are on that little website. I forget what the website is called. I have it pulled up here. Hold on. Oh, well, no wonder I don't know what it is. But yeah, there's this little site. You can get a little bit of a glance at it. That does, it's like a whole spreadsheet where you can answer what your favorites are and then like make your own team. It's great. I have it linked in the Discord. If you want to do it, please post it to me. When I get more of those, I'm gonna react to them on stream, seeing what everybody's favorites are. So if you haven't seen that video or done that spreadsheet, highly recommend it. So next we have Hippowdon, and next we have Skorupi. Yep, we only got the one Hippowdon card. Skorupi's another one of my favorites. I think I might end up shiny hunting him in the Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl badge quest as well, just because his shiny is really good. But I think my plan with that one was I was going to try and hunt him just to make it like a quick hunt to kind of relieve the stress of one of the other hunts that I had. I might just get him in Legends Arceus and then port him over if I can do that. I actually don't know if that's allowable. I think it is, but I'm not certain. So I need to check that first. But if it is, that's gonna be one of the easier shinies that I get in that badge quest. And speaking of shinies in Legends ZA, Krogunk was the very first one that I got for the adventure, and I nearly exploded my microphone when I got him. Which I'm sure everybody got a good laugh out of that. When my microphone died when I screamed at the shiny Krogunk being on screen. I think the worst part is, I got that shiny Krogunk. I don't think I ever used it in the Legends ZA playthrough. I think I like boxed it immediately because I didn't, not that I don't like Krogunk, but I think I had someone that had his type coverage already. So I was like, not gonna use it. But I still think that's so sad that I just get like, you know, because normally other games, if you get a random shiny, you're like, I'm gonna use this on my team forever. It'll never leave, like I did with some of my random shinies from Legends ZA. but Legends Arceus, never did it. So I don't know why. I don't know why I never used my Croagunk. Have you ever said what your first Pokemon card is, if you remember? I don't think I technically had a first Pokemon card. Solely because, a lot of these cards were just kind of like gifted to me in a large bulk. So even if I did have like a first Pokemon card, I couldn't tell you what it was just because it was so long ago. Yeah, I don't think I truly know what my first Pokemon card was. Maybe my mom knows, but I doubt it. Yeah, my cousin gave me a lot of these Pokemon cards that you see. Some of them are pulled by me. Well, actually, correction. A majority of them are pulled by me. But I want to say a good maybe 40% of them at this point are gifts from my cousin, since she also stopped collecting, but then I started collecting, so she gave me her collection, but now she's back into collecting, but she only likes the 151, so that's the whole thing. But it's good. I like having family that I can share these hobbies with. It's really fun. Like, I just recently, because I saw her again, because she lives out of the States currently, because she's with the military. I just recently friended her on the TCG Pocket application. So now her and I do like wonder picks, and like we'll share cards with each other. I try to get her as much of like the 151 that I have extras of to give to her, because I know that's kind of her thing. But it's cool that we can kind of share that hobby again. Because, you know, the only really sharing that we had was when she gave me this collection. Like, I'd come over to her house, or like my aunt and uncle's house, and I'd look through her Pokemon cards, and I think that was kind of the like selling point on her being like, oh, I'm eventually going to give you this collection once you know, kind of grow up a little bit more and understand it. But once I started, I think I might have started collecting cards. Like, I think what it was is I started pulling in the black and white era. And once I ended up getting a decent enough collection of that to where it got to a point where I needed binders and I needed boxes, that sort of thing. My cousin was like, hey, I'm going to make this new binder. Well, obviously she didn't tell me because it was a Christmas gift, but, they made this binder. They made the original binder for me that I showed off in the first episode. That then would become all of this, and I would continue collecting until I stopped in like the XY era, kind of like start of Sword and Shield era. And now I'm back into it with the Mega Evolution era. So I skipped out a little bit, but here we are now. So I think my first card per se that I like actually had was either stuff that my cousin had given me, or it was that story I told, if I told it, which if I haven't told it, I'm going to tell it again later, was when I opened the very first pack of Pokemon Black and White Next Destinies. Might have been my first, because, you know, all these people at school were showing off like, oh, I've got these Pokemon cards from the Black and White set, and I've got these, because I've played Pokemon, like I played the games a lot, but I didn't collect the cards until the Black and White era. So that might have been my first cards. The cards that my cousin gave me might have been my first. I don't know. That's cute, though. I did that with my kids. I passed some of my cards on to them so I could start out. The only one who took a liking was my oldest. She loves shiny hunting in every game. That's awesome. I'm hoping one day that my kids will also be like that. I would obviously pass these down when I'm like old and decrepit and be like, take care of this collection that I have. Don't sell it or I'll haunt you for all your days. But I'm hoping that I can get my kids into things like the things that I enjoy, like Pokemon and Xenoblade. If my kids don't like Xenoblade, I might have to disown them. I'm going to be so real. Yeah, on my deathbed, yeah, they'll have to grip it from my cold, dead hands. That's the only way they're getting my Pokemon cards. But yeah, if I've not told the story, when we get to the card that I'm going to talk about, I will talk about the story. Because it's a good story. It's a great story, even. Oh, man. Yeah, I think that's what's so nice about Pokemon as a whole, it brings up like these memories like this. Like I can talk about adventures from my childhood, or even adventures that I've had like a week ago, getting Pokemon cards or going to card shops. It's fun times for everybody. And then like you bring up your stories, and then all these other people bring up their stories. It's so great. And I kind of wish this hobby would heal from that and not become such like a investment scheme, whatever the hell it is now. I really wish it would just go back to the people trading cards and trading stories and all that stuff. I said that about Zelda. If none of you like Zelda, I will disown you. Well, do all of your kids like Zelda? Otherwise, you gotta get rid of them. They're done for. No non-Zelda enjoying kids in this household. Hi, can I help you? Little Maverick has joined the fray. Here he comes. Hi. You're not on screen. That's okay. So far, only one, and the oldest just started playing Breath of the Bad Word. Well, I mean, hey, at least they, you know, at least one of them enjoys it. That wouldn't it be some shit if I changed it one of these days to not trigger on the actual word, but it also triggers on me saying bad word? That would suck. Okay, whoa. Sorry, that was my wife texting me. I wanted to answer her. Now I'm gonna point this out too. An acquaintance of mine gave me some of these cards. You may notice this little acronym up here. They're written in Sharpie directly on the card, which is a little unfortunate. But hey, it's a Prime Magnezone. I can't not include it in the binder. There's no way. You need to make it trigger on bad words too. I want it, so like the thing is, I kind of want to add other things that like trigger, not necessarily when I say that word and it triggers that sequence. I want to add like new things as well. So maybe in the future down the line, we'll add some stuff. Cause I had one for crazy, cause crazy is another word that I say a lot. Also, we have Cynthia's Licky Licky. I forgot about that as well. We have 3 out of Cynthia's 6 team members. That's kind of cool. You have to do it on words you use often. Yeah, that's what I'm saying is like, I say crazy a lot. I say other various things a lot. Maybe I'll have some of like my moderators pick some things out. But like I had an idea for crazy. I just haven't implemented it yet because the thing that I want to do is a very long sequence. So if I do say it during a cutscene, you're gonna miss a lot, so I need to like think about it. Oh, that one's cute. I like this one too with like the autumn leaves. Now we're kind of getting into like the evolution stage of like the stuff that didn't get evolutions previously. So now they have evolutions now. Which is so weird because we're going to get into like Electivire and, oh, you don't have a sleeve and you probably should. We're going to get into things like Electivire and Magmortar. And then it brings up the question of why the hell didn't Jinx get an evolution? Jinx just like missed the memo or something? Yeah, see, and that's the thing too. I like that it's become kind of like a meme of this community. I'm like, people think of my little stupid joke when people say the word. I think that's really funny. We got this guy falling. Bleh. Now, my wife actually, because she pulled a couple of Tangrowth cards out because she likes Tangrowth, my wife brought up a good point of, I'm curious if they will ever release a Pokemon Pokopia set. Because, you know, Pokopia was such a smash hit, and they've done card sets for, like, Pokemon Go, for instance. But I don't think I've seen them do sets for any other, like, side game that they have, like Pokemon Sleep or whatever. So, like, I doubt that they will, but, like, there's so many new Pokemon in that set, so, like, kind of, why wouldn't they, you know? But I've heard no news of them doing that yet, so unfortunately, I don't think there's going to be a Pokopia set. $467. We're getting down to it. We have like the last, I'd say like 10% of the set going right now. And the wife is not home yet, so that doesn't happen. Maybe we'll work on the model kit just to stall for time to see. Whoops, don't show that yet. Maybe we'll build a model kit to stall for time to let her get home and show the her personal collection, because I did ask her if she wanted to do that, and she said, yeah, I'd be down for that. Getting down to it. We're almost towards the end. We're actually also... Oh, hey! The next break card that we have for the set. We haven't done one... Actually, have we even done one of these yet? I don't think we have. I think this is the very first break that we're adding to any one of these binders. So that's cool. I think I'm thinking of the sideways cards. Which way do you go? Oh, you go this way. I'm thinking of like the Legends cards that we added earlier with Lugia and Ho-Oh. My goodness. Okay. Apologies. We are now moving on to my wife's favorite Pokemon, Leafeon. Now you're probably wondering why I even have any of these copies left. If she was picking stuff out for stuff that she wanted for her binder. She was gracious enough to actually leave me some Leafeons. So there you go. Those are my only 2 Leafeons. She took the cooler ones though. And next up, we have a recent acquisition, the only Glaceon that I have in my entire collection. So we actually need to get another copy because my wife does not have a Glaceon card for her set. Because it's the only one I have and I need it for the Pokedex. So that's going to be something we're going to be on the lookout for future sets and whatnot. It is really pretty. I do like this card though, in the Chinese and the Master Ball and all that. It's pretty cool. Only Gliscor card we've got Mamoswine, as he sounds in the anime. Also a really cool Pokemon. I like Mamoswine as a added evolution. I think Piloswine definitely needed it. Next up, we've got Porygon Z in the sort of like ancient form, whatever this style is called, but it's holographic too, which is kind of cool. Now, we don't have Gallade somehow, but that's okay. This is number 475. We do, however, because of my poor pull rates in Chaos Rising, whoop, pulled 2 cards out. We do have Mega Glade though, because Chaos Rising has not been kind to me. So I have 2 copies of Mega Glade, which sucks. sorry about stopping for texting my wife. Just gotta make sure that she's doing all right on her way home. And those are the only 2 Probopass cards. But let's move on to probably one of my favorite Pokemon, Dusk Noir. I really like. I spoke about it in the Hoenn organization that we were doing, but I really love the Duskull line. It's so good. I love Duskull line, and I always try to shiny hunt it. Damn it! I knew I needed a Frostlass. I had the chance to get a Terrastal Frostlass, and I did not get it. I should have. Oh well. Better to not get duplicates, because this was not sorted by the time that I went to the store to look. So I wasn't 100% certain. But now I know for the future to get a Frostlass. Even though it probably won't be blue typing like this, I'll probably have to get that grass type Terrastal version of it. We do have Mega Frostlass though, just because I knew I wouldn't have Mega Frostlass because it's new from Ascended Heroes. All right, next we move into a little bit of my dilemma. So we were talking about how for Burmy and Wormadam, I'm like, oh, I don't really, if I don't get all their forms, I'm not going to be too torn up about it. Now the thing is, it's nice because this is actually listed. So maybe I should go back and organize and make a spot for Trash Cloak Wormadam, but I'm honestly not too worried about it because it's fucking Wormadam. Rotom, on the other hand, we do actually have, and I don't know how they're ordered. They are ordered like this. Okay. We do actually have the other forms for these, but I'm missing a few, and I'm gonna leave Spacers in for this because I do actually like Rotom's other forms. So if I can acquire them, I would like to. Most of these are from the same set, so they're gonna look similar, which is kind of nice. Well, until I get to this one that has holographics on it, but whatever. Problem is, it's weird because I'm still ordering these by like date, and this Rotom comes first, and you may notice I don't have Fan or Mo. So we've got to add those. Just because I like Rotom's forms a little bit more than like Burmese and Wormadam's. So I'm not going to be too torn up if I miss out on a Trash Cloak Wormadam, which is the only one we're missing. Versus, I'm a little bummed I don't have all the Rotom forms. I don't know why I looked up. It's the same number. And we'll show that off as well as I put those into the binder. And I'm really sad because I think Mo Rotom's my favorite because he just looks so mischievous in that form. I mean, he always looks a little mischievous, but like Mo Rotom has a different kind of energy about him. All right, now I don't have Uxie. This last little segment of Sinnoh is going to be kind of sad. I am warning you all now. All right, so I don't have Uxie. I don't have Mesprit. And I don't have Azelf. I don't have a single member of the Lake Trio. Somehow, every single set that I have pulled from, I have either not pulled it or they were just not in it. So I don't have a single Lake Trio, which is sad because I have a great story about Mesprit in particular that I will share now. So back in the day when Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon were coming out, you know, there were all those legendary wormholes. Lake Trio really chose to sleep over you? Yeah, pretty much. You know, they had the legendary wormholes in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and as some of you may know, I have been doing a legendary shiny hunting quest for all of those legendaries. I've gotten pretty far. I kind of put it on hold because I haven't played those games in a very long time. But one of the ones that was kind of on the back burner that I was going to hunt like after I got like all the box legendaries and like all the middle legendaries, all that sort of stuff, the like more iconic trios, I was going to hunt the lake trio eventually, like way on down the line. However, normally when I go through these wormholes, if I run into a wormhole that has a legendary where I'm like, I'm not going to hunt this now, I'll at least get the first encounter. Normally it goes as expected, where it's like, oh, not shiny, let me reset and get into the wormhole that I want to do. Mesprit decided to be different. And I recorded this. I didn't get a live reaction, which I normally didn't get a live reaction with my 3DS shinies anyway. But Mesprit decided to be different, and I was not expecting it to be different. Mesprit on my Ultra Sun file, I believe, I don't think it was Ultra Moon, I'm pretty sure it was Ultra Sun, decided to be a first encounter shiny. Excuse me. Now, I was wholly unprepared to experience a first encounter shiny. I did catch it. I didn't fail it. I have the video proof on my channel. Nobody's gonna believe me because of course I didn't record me going into the wormhole and getting it first encounter, but I did. I have a shiny Mesprit in my Pokemon home this very instant. That was a first encounter shiny Mesprit when I believe I was hunting for Reshiram, or like hunting to find Reshiram. So that's my cool story with Mesprit. I'm sad I don't have a card to kind of go along with it so that I can talk about it. You just kind of have to listen to me talk. But we're getting down to the end. We have Dialga. We actually have Cyrus's Dialga to be specific, which is really weird about this card. I don't know if it's like sun bleached or what, but the weakness is fire and it's yellow, and the resistance is psychic, but it's blue. I don't understand that. I want to see if this card is actually included here. It is not, so I'm going to have to look it up specifically. Because I think I looked this up in the past. I don't know if this is the way that it's supposed to look or what. It's not. Huh. That's really weird. So that tells me that either this, oh, there's an ad going on, apologies. Either this is a misprint somehow, or this got like sun bleached in some way, because it's real. Like this is a real ass card. Because here, I'll demonstrate. Because I have the Palkia that is the exact same. So if it was fake, I don't think I would have both cards. They're not promos. They're both pulls. And like this one doesn't have the electric energy is yellow. So I don't understand that. I don't understand why my Dialga has miscolored weaknesses and resistances. I'm gonna look that up. No, it's a real misprint. In late 2010, the Clash of Legends box was released, including 4 booster packs, a jumbo card, and 2 level X cards featuring either Darkrai and Cresselia from Great Encounters or Dialga Galactic and Palkia Galactic from Platinum base set. Some of the Dialga Galactic level X cards included in this box were misprints printed without magenta ink, causing the fire weakness to print in yellow as opposed to red, and the psychic resistance to print in blue as opposed to purple. The difference is subtle and my copy might not be in the best condition, but so I have a misprint Galactic Dialga that is a real card. That is insane to me. That's a really cool addition to add to the binder. Because I've always looked at that when I was younger and been like, that something about that doesn't seem right. Does it sell? That's a good question. Does it sell? Pokegym, Dialga level. No, that's not. Hold on. Let me just look up Dialga. Cyrus Dialga level X. Misprints. Oh, hold on. Okay, apologies for that being so quick. My wife was asking me what my sushi order was. Apparently, the misprint, the regular card on its own goes for quite the amount of money. But I'm trying to see if there's one that has the misprint to kind of get an idea of what it sells for. Because all I see are like the regular ones. Interesting. Because like even just this card on its own goes for like $70 on eBay. Hold on. Let me see if... First, let me see if there's sales on it. Let me see if the scanning app that I have would give me any data on that. All right, scan. Let me get rid of all these so I can get a proper... The estimated value for the market right now in a near mint, which I would probably consider this near mint or lightly played, is between 190 or between $50 and $190. But I don't see any like... I don't see any like misprint ones, so I'd have to like take that to somebody to ask. But yeah, it's saying like typical range from like $20 to $100, depending heavily on the card condition and buyer awareness. So that's really interesting. Hold on, okay. Yeah, so it's probably not too insane simply because like a PSA 7, which is near mint, like in the graded slab is $60. So it's not bad, but it's not good either. But case in point, let's continue on with another one of my favorite cards. I can't remember what this set actually was, but this like Legends box that I pulled that had certain Pokemon on it. This one had, I think it was Latios, Dialga, White Kyurem, Arceus, and something else that I can't remember. No, it wasn't Darkrai. Let me, hold on, because now I'm curious. Now I'm gonna look it up. It was an XY promo. Let me look this up because I'm like dying to know what box this was. I need images. Because yeah, there was like I know you guys are kind of seeing what I'm looking at. There was like this one. Oh, you guys can't see what I'm pointing at. That sucks. I can't find the box. Because, I mean, we'll get to this card later. But it came with, like, other legendaries, and I can't remember. Oh, wait, here it is. It was an XY Breakthrough Special Collections box that came with Arceus, White Kyurem, Dialga, Latios, and Reshiram. Which is weird. I don't remember it being in a Pikachu box, because I definitely don't have that Pikachu EX. But I might be tripping. Anyways. Yeah, these were really cool cards. And I got it mostly for the Arceus, Reshiram, and White Kyurem. Because I'm not the biggest fan of Dialga. I kind of like Latios. But, I mean, I guess Dialga's kind of the cooler of the two, I won't lie. But, I was more in it for the Arceus. That was all I was really for. Now, these guys, on the other hand, I have no idea how I'm going to get my hands on one of these. Because I know these cards are probably... Oh, I spelled Dialga's name wrong. Alright, whatever. Because there's only ever been, what, 2 cards of Origin Dialga? Yeah. This one, that you can only see the corner of, and then a V-Star. Which, both of those are going to be quite the hefty price. But, I really like the Origin forms. I would like to try and get them, if I can. Hopefully they'll reprint them one day. I doubt they will, but hopefully they reprint them one day. Next up, we've got Palkia. And of course, the other Palkia that I've already shown, the Galactic Cyrus Palkia. And I also want an Origin form of him. Was there also only 2 cards of him? Seems like it. That sucks. One day I will get them, though. They will be mine. You are 484. Okay. And next up, I think I'm actually missing a spacer for this because I kind of forgot that Heatran has a Mega. I am. Okay. I will need to grab that really quick. Okay. So we'll get there when we get there. But let's get Heatran into the binder, which is going to suck because Mega Heatran's going to be on a completely different page. That's okay. Some of this organization isn't going to work out, and the only one that I really forced it to work out on was Typhlosion, or Cyndaquil, Quilava, and Typhlosion's page, because I care about those so much. But Mega Heatran's Mega Heatran. Sorry for anybody who really likes Mega Heatran. Actually, that kind of brings up a question to me. Are people's favorites, like, specifically Megas of certain Pokemon? I would be intrigued to see if people are like, yeah, I like Heatran, but my favorite Pokemon is Mega Heatran. Like, I'd be interested to see if people, like, actively are like, oh yeah, like, my favorite Pokemon is Mega this, Mega that. I'd be really intrigued to see that. But we are getting down to it. Last few Pokemon. There were a lot of legends in Sinnoh, dude. I kind of can't believe it. But here we go. We have Giratina. We actually have both of his forms, luckily. Not like I would have really been one way or the other on this. If I did not, but luckily I have his altered form, which I personally think is probably the harder one to find. But we also have this Giratina in his origin form with moves that you may notice that neither of his moves have damage. What was really cool about this era of Pokemon is that there was a thing called the Lost Zone where you could just send Pokemon to be basically obliterated, which is really interesting. Kind of sad they haven't brought that back because that's kind of funny. I won't lie. But moving on, got Cresselia here. So many legendaries, dude. And like most of them, like I think I'm pretty sure half, maybe like 30% of them are mythicals. Because we've got what? Cresselia's a mythical, Fion's a mythical. Maybe Cresselia's not necessarily considered a mythical because I think she's a little bit more accessible than some of these other Pokemon. But like, whoop. Manaphy's a mythical Pokemon. Manaphy again is a mythical Pokemon. We're back to that liquid hollow form. I love that. Is this from? I don't know what set that's from. Probably from the Sun and Moon era though. But then Darkrai. Darkrai is also a mythical Pokemon. Why were there so many mythicals, dude? And speaking of mythicals, I also have these cards. I don't know if we've gone over any of these in the other generations. I don't think we have, but these are from like the mythical collection that they did a while back, like the pin collections. I believe the ones I got of that were Darkrai, Shaman, Victini, and Hoopa, I think, were the only ones that I got of that set, but still. You don't have a sleeve either. What is up with this? But these next two ones are going to be really cool. So we've got this one, which is pulled from the Sun and Moon set. We've got just base Darkrai. But what's really cool is that in the Sun and Moon set or era, they were also really down bad for doing shiny Pokemon. So I have the exact same card, but it's shiny because it came as a promo from a box set, which is really interesting. Also, it's really weird because this one's promo labeling is really weird. It has just like an A stamp and then it says 88A 147 or out of 147, which I think means that this guy is probably 88 regular out of 147 in the Sun and Moon set. Yeah. So I don't know why they did that for promos instead of just doing like the Black Star promo like they did for some of these other ones. But then we also have the Halloween from 2020. And this is another one where the holo goes over the whole card. Don't know if that's an error or not, but it seems like it. And then because my pulling rate have been so fucking abysmal in Pitch Black, I have a dupe of Mega Darkrai. So at least we can add Mega Darkrai to the binder. All right. Now, you guys are probably wondering, why have I not talked about the story that I said I was going to talk about yet? That is because this story involves Shaman. Not this Shaman. No. That's a regular Shaman that I got from my cousin, I'm pretty sure. But, sorry. Wife is on her way home. But it's not that Shaman. It is this Shaman, which needs a sleeve. This Shaman is probably one of my earliest Pokemon TCG memories. So as we had talked prior, I'm actually going to take it out because the sleeve doesn't do this card a lot of justice. This card has gotten a lot of play because I actually had this card in a deck because it was actually pretty decent. But this card is my very first hit that I have ever gotten in a TCG set. You can see this card is very well loved. It has been used in deck play a lot. It was part of a grass deck that I made forever ago. But this came out with Black and White Next Destinies. And that was probably the very first TCG set that I have ever opened. And I went to some random Walmart when you could actually just get Pokemon out off of shelves. And I got 2 packs of Pokemon Next Destinies because I was like, I want to start my TCG collection. or, you know, what have you. I want to continue it. I want to start it, whatever it was. I pulled the first pack. Nothing spectacular because, you know, there wasn't like guaranteed holos. There wasn't like very good hit rates, whatever, back in the black and white era. But that second pack, oh boy, that second pack. I go to do, because, you know, they got the card trick where you got to go like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and then swap them. Because that's what it used to be back in the day. Instead of like putting it to the front, you would swap them. When I went to switch these cards, I don't know what it was about the way that I had grabbed this one. I think it's just because the border. But you may notice that this card has a lot of texturing on it. Right? There's pretty good texture on this thing. Like, Shaman is completely soft. And then, like, every other part of this card has texturing on it. So when I went to do the card trick, I had felt a little glance of this card when I was going to put the 2 in the back. And I went, I feel something. And so I'm going through the pack, and I pull this as my second rare of Next Destinies. And this is what hooked me. This card is solely the reason why I pulled so much Pokemon as a kid, why I'm so into Pokemon now, why, you know. So, if I have a gambling problem, he's to blame. So, but yeah, that is my story that I have for that. Now, probably, as I said in the beginning, hands down, my favorite legendary of all time. What my channel used to be named after, Arceus. Now, Arceus is cool because, first of all, it denotes that you can only have a certain amount of Arceus in, or no, just kidding. It's the opposite. So normally there are limitations on how many cards in a deck that you can have. You can only have like 4 of the same exact card in a set, or in a deck, excuse me. Arceus here has a difference. Arceus says you may have as many of this card in your deck as you like. Now we've got the Fire Arceus here, but for instance, we have the normal Arceus here. Now you may notice something. Those holo patterns connect. And what's cool about the Arceus, one day, I'm going to try and get every single one that was printed like this in this type where it had like the holo format. But these Arceus have denotations on them that are AR3 and AR5. So there were, I believe, 7 of these that could be ordered like this, and it would make this huge ring pattern, and it was really cool. I only have the normal type and the fire type, but one of these days I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna find the rest of these Arceuses so that I can eventually have this whole ripple pattern, because it is really, really cool. Oh, I suppose I should probably show this card off. I've got a lot of really cool Arceus cards, and I'm really happy because I love Arceus. It's so good. I need to collect more of them. They're great cards. Like, as you can see, this one also has the little middle pattern. We also have the level X, which also has that little middle pattern. Very good. And what's cool too is that because this one evolves off of whatever Arceus you have, it turns him into whatever type that you evolved him off of. So if he's this type, or if you evolve him off of this fire type, this Arceus becomes fire type and doesn't have weaknesses. Which is broken as shit. Which maybe he's supposed to get the weaknesses, but I don't know. That level X doesn't have weaknesses, so maybe it just doesn't have a weakness. Now, this is probably my favorite Arceus card that has ever been made that I own, because there are other really cool Arceus cards. Unfortunately, this one has this came out of that legendary collection box that I was showing you guys. It came out of the box like that. It's a little curved. But that's okay. We love it all the same. And I forgot, the other one that I got from that legendary pin collection is going to be, ironically, finishing right here, and is the final card that we are putting in. This is the Arceus from that mythical collection. And with that, we are done with the Sinnoh binder, plus a couple of Spiritombs that I need to go put in a bulk box. But there we go. That is it. That is our Sinnoh binder completely and utterly completed. Now, next up, I will have to get a new binder, which I'm probably going to do tonight just so I can have it ready for next time I go. I love that. This page is legendary. Like, not to make any jokes, but this page is fucking legendary. I love this. But this is really good. We're gonna review it backwards just because I don't feel like going all the way to the front and flipping back through it. But this is really good. I too am really liking the way that these binders are coming out because it is really good. Hold on. I think this binder is probably the one that we're missing the least like regular Pokemon of. I think we're missing, hold on. Mime Jr., Gallade, Magmortar, that's 3. Okay, never mind. 6, 7. So maybe 7? Because all the rest of them should be forms, right? Lopunny, 8. And I think there's one more. Maybe I'm mistaken. Rampardos, 9. Okay, so maybe I was wrong. But still, like this filled out really, really well. Now, I think the Unova Dex is probably going to fill out a lot better, because, you know, like I said, that's kind of when I was majorly pulling, and that's kind of what I'm going to have the most of. But before we move on to doing some Gundam while we wait for my wife to get home, let's grab the Kanto binder. And you guys aren't really going to see this. In fact, I'll probably just go back here, because we got to put some stickers on this bad boy. I'm actually going to stand up for this, just so I can get it lined up properly. This binder, the pink binder's a little taller, or a little, like, wider. So, that's unfortunate, but that's okay. A noble sacrifice to get the right color that we wanted. But it should fit these stickers. So, we'll start with Turtwig. And hopefully it fits well. It looks like it will. If not, I will make it fit. Nah, it fits perfectly fine. So we've got Turtwig. Muting my microphone. We've got Chimchar. And we've got Piplup. And there we go. Those stuck very well. And let me pick up the binders that at least have stickers. Sorry, Hoenn. You ain't got stickers yet. You can't be part of the comparison yet. Let me pick up these binders just so you can kind of get an idea of how this is turning out. It is really, 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 really cool. And with Sinnoh completed, thank you, Mosu. Appreciate it. With that done, look at how that I can't wait to see this with Hoenn and with all the rest of the starters that I have. Look at that. That is so pretty. I'm so happy I actually found a use for these first partner stickers. That is so, so, so nice. I'm very proud of this, the way that this has turned out. We're 4 out of the 9 generations down. Now, I suppose actually, instead of forgetting like a dumbass, let's actually go ahead and purchase the next binder I need. Except I can't do that on my computer because my Amazon is not logged in. Where did my phone go? I'm going to do that right now so we don't forget and it gets here as soon as possible. I still need to actually like organize the Unova stuff and get it ready. Which also means I need to decide what parts of Black Bolt and White Flare that I'll be kind of dismantling. I think I'm going to put the Korean cards into the binder, but I'm going to leave the English collection that I have in its own binder. Or maybe I won't. I really don't think I'm going to get a lot more White Flare. So maybe I just put everything I have in the binder. I think that's what I'm going to do. If I get more White Flare, maybe I'll pull it out. But then again, I could also just add it to the Unova binder, which would also make sense. Unova is White Flare and Black Bolt solely. So, that being said, let me go ahead and get this next binder, because of course we are going to get a black one to denote Pokemon Black, because that was my game of choice. 12 pockets, 720, black binder, only $20, not bad. So we're going to go ahead and get this ordered. And then once we are done with that, my wife is still not home. She should be shortly. So we are going to try and finish up the Black Knight model kit because I need to finish that. But I don't think we're going to switch the category up, which I know is probably going to be confusing for people, but if they come in and talking about it, that's what we like to call engagement. That sounds bad. Anyway. Delivered to this address. And it sounds like I can get it as early as tomorrow. So, I don't think I can stream tomorrow. But, it'll be here. Actually, let me check. When could be the next time that I stream? I mean, obviously, I want to do a game stream next. I can actually stream tomorrow, but we're not going to do the binder then. We'll probably do the binder on Tuesday. Oh, look at that perfect timing again. The Sinnoh music ended when I was done with the Sinnoh organization. That's kind of freaky that it's happened twice now. So let's get some tunes back in here. That's really cool. That's like, it's cool, but also creepy that the music has ended perfectly in time with when I was finished with the binders twice now. Okay. So let's go ahead and get back to here. And let's get the positioning a little bit better, more up. You're going to see my shadow pajama pant legs a little bit. Let's go ahead and finish off this Black Knight model kit. Because I think all we had left to do was the armor, or like the beam mantle and the weapon. So it shouldn't be too much longer to complete this. And hopefully by then my wife will be home. We can go over her personal collection and then we can call it a day. So for those of you that have not seen the progress on this, we did do this like a while ago, but this is the Black Knight as we have him right now. He doesn't have any of his extra stuff, but that is what we're getting to right now. Let me pull this out so it doesn't vibrate on the desk. Okay. I'm gonna put this here. Yeah, thank you guys all for coming to be here to watch me finish up that Sinnoh binder. It does mean a lot. Okay, let's do the backpack. Okay, first thing we need, I'm gonna move, I can't really move it out of the way. I just gotta get around it. I need C5 and C6. I don't remember what the freaking things are. I think this one's empty. Yeah, I think we can ditch that one.
Water! The source of all life!
Thank you, Rin, for the water. Appreciate it. Okay. I did need water, so you are right about that. That is B. Is this C? There we go. Okay, we have done like no work on C, so let me get my tools. I didn't grab them beforehand. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Ba-dum, bum, ba-dum. I can only hide from all the lights before I hear a voice that calls me to the day. Anyway. I love this lo-fi mix. I'm so glad that this is a DMCA free thing that I can use on Twitch. Shout out to Nate Wants to Battle for that. Absolute musical genius. Ugh. Never get used to getting punched by these microplastics. There we go. Just gotta make sure I'm not cutting off pieces that I need for connections. Did I already punch a hole in my finger? It might have. This one doesn't want to give up. There we go. Okay. So the pieces go together like so.
I hope. I mean, it would make sense.
Is that the... Hold on. I feel like I'm doing something wrong already. I just punched the microphone again. Okay. Like that. There's nothing in between them. I'm pushing it together. Fuck it. Alright. And I need both C13s. Which are... Or is it 15? I can't read. It's 15. Okay, okay. There we go. Oh, I also need to cut off those. I was like, ooh, was I not supposed to cut that? Ow, god damn, that piece punched the hell out of my finger. It's the only problem with cutting it the way that I do. I get hella finger damage. Is what it is. Okay. Ow. I hate pieces like this. They're so awkward to try and cut free. There we go. Probably could have cut it down a little bit more to make it a little less awkward, but that's not how we roll. We suffer.
For everyone's enjoyment. Okay, and then...
I need C7. I'm gonna be using a lot of C's, I think. I mean, obviously, it's like the only black pieces that are left. Yeah. This microphone is like so in the way, but there's nowhere I can put it where it's out of the camera's way. Besides, like, right in my face. I caught it with my feet. No, I dropped it. Now I gotta get it. And now I don't know where that microplastic went. Well, that sucks. There's a black microplastic on my black desk. Will never be found.
Don't forget to hydrate.
I don't want to hydrate, god damn it. What's up, Sage? Appreciate the hydrate. I don't even know if I have 10 subs left in here, I'm not gonna lie. I do. I need B. That's not B, this is A. B is this one. Oh yeah, I forgot I already made his gun. B29? Yeah. Okay. How you doing? I am doing quite well. We just finished up our TCG organization of the Sinnoh Pokedex. We are now stalling for time while we wait for my wife to show off her personal Pokemon collection by building this Black Knight Gundam. But I hope you have been doing well as well, Sage. I come back to some weird, yeah, these are some weird looking Pokemon cards. Actually, these are my favorite Pokemon cards. This one is, couldn't tell you. Okay, and then I need the bigger piece down, which is like that. Yeah, I just didn't feel like switching the category because we're going to be going back to Pokemon anyway. So I didn't really think there was a point to switching. We're just doing this to stall for time, which shouldn't take too long. How far away is she from me? She says she was leaving a while ago. Oh, she's like almost at the house. So I probably will only get the backpack done before we get to her personal collection. Which is also going to be quick, by the way. We're going to do the personal collection and then we're going to raid out. So please do stick around if you want to see my wife's personal collection of Pokemon. But until then, we are going to continue building. I need C10, C4, and C3. My favorite of the Gundam pieces, C4. Oh, that one didn't. Okay. The other two pieces didn't want to hold on for shit, I guess. I'm sticking? Good. I'm sure she will be very happy to show off some of her personal collection. Like I said, partially of which she has commandeered herself, and partially of which she has commandeered from my collection. But I wanted her to have a starting point, which is why I gave her whatever card she wanted. So I'm letting her go through any of like my bulk to just like search through it. If she sees a card that she likes, she can have it. Ow. Okay, so C10, then the longer side goes this way. Oh, she's home. Look at that. I'm not going to get any of this done. Then I need C3. That one just let go. We love when that happens. Breaking stuff? No, not yet. Hopefully not. Ow. Okay, and then we do that there. And then we need B31, which is you. Yeah, hopefully I'm not breaking stuff. I've had some Gundams that I've broken, but I have fixed them all, so. This side goes out, it would seem. There we go. We got a little bit of a booster right there. Very cool, very cool. But we also need a sticker. So I need my tweezers. Which are these ones? I need sticker 10. Which, God, I hope I don't rip these, because it is a very weird shape. It's sticking to the sheet. There we go. Okay. How does this go? Wait, I'm very confused. I think like this? Then where does the... I'm so lost. Oh, wait, I see. Okay. So we do this like that. Let me see what my wife is saying. Okay, so my wife does not want to be on camera because she is feeling unwell, but that is okay because I am going to, once I finish this piece, grab her personal collection and show it off to you guys instead, while she rests up from her daily adventures. And then we will go ahead and raid out and we will call it a day. Blub indeed. Welcome in, Andy. Okay. So I think that is the jet engine. I don't know why that sticker is so long on that, but you know what? That is okay. Yeah, we're definitely not finishing this backpack anytime soon. So A goes on this side, I think. Oh wait, there's 2 stickers. Wait, what? Sticker 8 needs to go on the bottom. That is sticker 8. Okay. And then this goes... Wow, that is not very descriptive. But I think it goes like this. I hope this is how this goes. I realize I'm doing it off camera. Okay, I think I might have done it backwards, but I mean, it looks good enough, so we'll leave it at that. But there we go. There's the little jet engine, whatever part that goes to the backpack. Again, I think I did this one sticker backwards, but they didn't tell me how to put it on there, so it's kind of their fault. But I think that's the only way it could have gone if it's supposed to be sticker 8. I think I just might have unaligned it poorly. Anyway, let me put this on the backpack. Good. And then let me pack all this stuff up so I can show you guys Kira's personal collection real quick, and then we'll call it a stream and we will raid out. And grab all of you. We will probably finish this guy tomorrow before we end up gaming tomorrow. So, but I think tomorrow's stream will probably end up being more Xenoblade, just because I want to finish that as soon as possible, because Xenoblade 2 Nintendo Switch Edition comes out this week, so I want to try and get to that as well. But let me go grab Kira's personal collection really quick, which it's not all done yet. She's still working on organizing it, but I will grab that really quick. We'll go through it and we'll raid out. I will be right back. Okay. So, without further ado, here is Kira's newly acquired personal collection binder, of course, being as big of an Eevee fan as she is. We found this nice little Eevee binder for her to put in. Put all of her cards in. This will not include the Prismatic Evolution stuff. That is in a completely separate binder that we actually need to start building up. But this binder is really cool. Like, look at all this inside. Anyway, here is... how am I going to show this? Oh, we're going to move the mic over here. We're going to move the camera. We can show it a little bit more... my headphone cord. A little bit more directly. There we go. Okay. So here is her binder. It's a little blurry, but this camera just also sucks. So, of course, starting with her favorite, Bulbasaur. Then all of the Eevee cards that are like bulk that I have given her. This newly acquired holographic Pokemon Go one. Then she has Vaporeon, the 2 Flareons from the Radiant Collection, which she really enjoys these cards. We don't have a Jolteon yet. We don't have a Glaceon yet. We also need to put a Spacer in for Glaceon. The Umbreon card she has, the Full Art Espeon from Sun and Moon that I pulled, and this new VMAX that she just got, which is a really, really cool card. Her 2 Leafeons, which they are very pretty cards. I love those. 3, sorry. A gift from our dear editor, David, to Kira. Gave her that Leafeon. Cannot thank him enough for that. Space for Sylveon once we get it. Penny to kind of round off the Evolutions page. Then we've got Dratini, a couple of Fanfees, a Sudowoodo that she really likes that is Chinese, a Japanese Badu, which is a really nice card, an IR Sliggoo that I believe she pulled from Chaos Rising? Yes, she did. So she really likes that card. She really likes this Excadrill on his lunch break with his construction workers. I don't understand that, but, you know, it's her personal collection. I don't have to understand it. Her Solosis, Duosion, and Reuniclus collection, which is another one of her favorites. The Rowlet that she pulled from Perfect Order. Actually, I think we left the one that she pulled in the Perfect Order binder. This is one that we bought. A shiny Rowlet, a shiny Score Bunny, Larry's Kamala, which I also don't understand, but again, it's her. This Farigiraf that she really likes, just because of the glare that Farigiraf is giving up there in the corner. 2 Popplios, an Oshawott, a Sawaddle, and a Radiant Collection Dedenne, which all of these cards are from my personal collection that she has taken for her personal collection so that she can start. So yeah, that's kind of what she's got going on right now. Some cards that need to be added to the set, which I'm going to put the camera to the side now so that I can show them. There, come here. Oh god, this is a disaster. Okay, I'm gonna have to fix this later. Nope, okay. I'm gonna have to fix it now. Headphones, come here. I'm showing off more of my room than I wanted to. That's fine. So she has this little plastic sleeve that the Leafeon that David gave her used to hold. So we have an Eevee in it now. Just because it's a little extra that she used from sorting. She'll eventually be putting in this Piplup that I showed you guys. One of the Winter Bidoofs. Reverse Hollow Shinx. This Shinx that I showed you guys from the Sinnoh binder. This very cute one from the in a little flower field. The Pachirisu I was telling you guys about. Weasel. A knitted Cherubi. Drifloon. Apparently she really likes Drifloon for some reason, even after learning about the whole kidnapping kids thing. Bronzor. And these are all the Gen 4 stuff that she had picked out as well, so they aren't added yet. And of course she'll add stuff from all the other generations too. Riolu. This really nice Hollow Tangrowth. A Reverse Hollow Tangrowth. A Hollow Manaphy. And the Shaman from the Mythical Collection that I was talking about. She really likes this card, and so now I have a Full Art Shaman and she has a Full Art Shaman, so we can share. But yeah, that is Kira's personal collection. And that is going to do it from me today. I told you guys this was going to be a little bit of a shorter one. I actually didn't expect to go for 2.5 hours, but here we are. So, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Oh, hey, I found, what the heck? I found the freaking microplastic that I said we were never going to find. I want more Drifloon too. Why? Why would you want more Drifloon? Let's go find somebody to raid out to, which I think we have the perfect target because I don't ever get to raid her. Yes, she's still alive. Let's go. We are going to raid Cass because I never get to raid Cass because she always streams before I do. So I'm going to flip the script on her. Okay. We are going to go raid Cassia. She is an absolutely amazing VTuber. There's our raid message. Please only use it once, as it is a very long raid message. We only want to spam the chat as much as there are people spamming the chat. Don't spam the message, please. It gets annoying. Anyway, Cass is super cool. Please give her your love. She is super awesome. But thank you guys so much for coming in today. Like I said, tomorrow will probably be Xenoblade. We'll try and get a lot of story progress on that to get a little bit further, so maybe we can start Xenoblade 2 a little bit quicker. That being said, please do get some food, get some rest, get some water, all that fun stuff. And I will see you guys on Monday. Bye, everybody.